when you do study and you kind of go dive a bit deeper into this whole realm, into this whole world, I should say, of music, you'll discover that when certain songs, because artists have even admitted to this, but when music is being written, when certain songs are being composed, they're actually being done in satanic rituals and ceremonies. Like, think about that for a second. The atmosphere, the inspiration for a lot of these songs that are pushed out to the masses, that Christians are embracing, that Christians are singing along with, are being composed, are being written literally in live satanic rituals and ceremonies. And they're all in that environment doing stuff that your mind couldn't even comprehend if someone were to tell you the kind of stuff that goes on. But that's a whole other subject for a different podcast. And so you have all of this insanity happening, all of this demonic stuff happening, and these songs are being birthed in that kind of environment, and then they're being pushed out to the world, and the world's just eating it up. Christians as well. Like, when you stop and think about it, it has to change how you view music, how and what you listen to. When you understand that's the environment that this stuff is being done in, and then when you listen to music, it gets on the inside of you, and it's going to affect you. It's going to change you. It's going to leave its imprint in you. It's impossible not to. And then it influences you, and then from sex to violence to drugs to literally opening yourself up to demons coming in, taking residence within you. This stuff is legit. It's powerful. It's kind of like music creates portals into your soul. This is why I think one of the main ways that the devil tries to, impact the world is through music, because it's powerful. Because it's not just something that, it bypasses logic and reason. You put a certain melody, a certain tune, certain rhythm together, and it's been birthed, and there's a spiritual component to that, birthed in a demonic atmosphere that gets into you. And then it doesn't really matter about the words, because when you look at some of the lyrics to songs that have been written over the last number of decades, and you actually read the lyrics, it's like some of the stuff is like, how are people singing this? People will be singing the craziest things, but you don't really think about what you're singing when you're in that environment with lots of people singing, and it's loud music. It sounds good, and it seems fun, and you've bypassed your kind of mental capacity, and it's getting it on the inside, and it doesn't really matter what you're saying anymore because you're feeling it. That's what it does. And when it's demonic in nature, that's how you open yourself up to darkness. And so for me, for years now, and this is just me, this is just my convictions, it's just my personal choices that I've made. It's rare that I listen to the radio. Rare. If I listen to the radio, I'm listening to talk radio. And I'm more into politics and that kind of thing. I'm not listening because I can't listen to the music. Because another reason is that, for whatever reason, I'm able to sense the spiritual stuff behind the music. And so when I listen to something, I don't just hear and listen to the lyrics and I'm like, oh, that sounds stupid, but I can sense the evil behind it. And so it's just like, I've been around that, I've experienced that, and I can't allow that stuff into me. It's, again, it has nothing to do necessarily with the words, or has nothing, it's just that I can sense the demonic stuff behind the song. And that's why it's dangerous, because not everyone can sense that. And I have blinders in other areas. This is not about me having some crazy gift or I'm some kind of a super Christian or blah, blah, blah. No, I have my blinders in other areas, but for whatever reason, in this particular area, God has given me, I think, the ability to discern. And that's why I'm passionate about this. And that's why I want to talk about it, because I know that it's real and I can sense it, and it affects people and it impacts people. And I'm not saying that every single song that's secular on the radio or on an album is demonic. Not saying that that's a gross exaggeration, but I'm saying a lot of it, the majority of it, is at least the stuff that gets put on the radio, like that makes it to mainstream, makes it to that level of influence in our culture. The majority of that level stuff is garbage, and it's rooted in a demonic foundation that you should not be allowing into your life. And so I want to encourage you, if you're Christian, especially if you're Christian, like, consider what you're listening to. And if it's not godly, if it's full of junk, full of stuff that God hates, probably shouldn't listen to it.